Hi, and welcome to another video on object-oriented programming in C#. With me, Marinas Toman. Okay, so operators in C#. Operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. And in this example below, we use the plus operator to add two values together. So int x equals 100 plus 50, x equals 150. So though the plus operator is often used to add two values together, it can also be used to add together a variable and a value, or a variable and another variable. So this is the same as above. It's just int name of our variable and adding two values. And then down here we can add a value to a variable. So this is the same as 150 plus 250, which is 400. And then we can add two variables together as well. So 400 plus 400 is 800. So some of the operators that are available in C# include the addition, as we just seen, the subtraction, the multiplication, division, modulus, increment and decrement. So the modulus, if you remember, just returns whatever the remainder is after a division. So 5 modulus 2 would be 1, because 2 goes into 5 twice with a remainder of 1. So just a note on the increment and decrement examples. So if we see here, we declare an integer x equal to 5, and then we write it out to line, and we're just using the increment operator, so that's just a double plus. So that's the same as x equals x plus 1. But the thing about this is, whenever you have the pluses after the variable, that's what's called post incrementation. So basically what happens is this variable is not going to be incremented until after this line executes. Okay, so at the moment what's going to execute, what we're going to see here is going to be the value that's in x currently on this line, which is 5. Then if we just print out x on the next line, at this stage now we can see that it's been incremented by 1. So when it prints out, it's 6. But if we do the plus plus before x, before the variable name, then what this does is this increments it. So this is a pre-incrementation. So this increments first and then before the line finishes executing. So that's why we can see 7 over here. So this is 7, and then if we print out x again, we can see it should be, yeah, so it's still the same, because it already got incremented here first, and then when we print it out, it's already been incremented on this line, so same value again. Okay, so that's the arithmetic operators. Pretty standard. You shouldn't need to use many more than this handful here. Okay, so moving on to assignment operators. So the assignment is just equals, single equals. So in this case x equals 10, so x will just be assigned the value 10. What we can do is, again, there's some shorthand here. We could do something like plus equals 5. So that's the same as incrementing or adding x. X is getting 5 added onto it. So you can see here x is initialized with 10, then we add 5, and then we print it out x is equal to 15. So there's, as you might imagine, basically these can be paired with every other arithmetic operator. So plus equals is the same as, or this is how we would use it, and this example here, plus equals 3, would be the same as x equals x plus 3. And then we could have minus equals, multiply equals, divide equals, and so on. So they're really handy for shorthand once you get into the, once you're a bit more comfortable with writing code. And sometimes writing out a big long sum might not, especially if your variable names are really long. Saying the variable name twice in a row can be tiresome sometimes. So after a while, once you start to get more comfortable, you can start using this shorthand. So again, this is the same as Java. So this shorthand is available in Java as well. Okay, so moving on to the comparison operators. So the comparison operators are used to compare two values. Two values are variables. Variables just basically are just a piece of memory that hold some value. So this is important in programming because it helps us to find answers and make decisions. So without being able to compare two values, we wouldn't be able to get the computer to make any decisions. So the return value of a comparison is either true or false. These values are known as Boolean values, named after George Boole, who came up with Boolean logic. And you'll learn more about them in a later video. So in the following example, we use the greater than operator to find out if 5 is greater than 3. So we declare x equal to 5, y equals 3, and we're writing out the line if x is greater than y, and this should be true because of course 5 is greater than 3. So it's just going to print out what the evaluation of this expression, of this Boolean expression. So like I say, Boolean's either just going to be true or false. So if we went, maybe is x less than y? And no, of course it's not. Okay, so that works okay. So these comparison or logical operators are basically, so this one equal is basically to check are two variables, do they hold the same value or are they equal? Exclamation mark equals, so that's just not equal. Then we have greater than, less than. I like to remember the difference between them. Less than looks like an L for less than. And then we have greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So these are some examples here where you can see them being used. And like I say, this is just to basically compare two variables. Okay, so logical operators, these are the AND, the OR, and the NOT. So the AND is 2 ampersands, the OR is 2 bars, and then NOT is the exclamation mark. So we can see here that we can start to AND these comparison operators together. So we could have two conditions that must be true, or we could have the OR where one of the conditions must be true, or else we could have the NOT where both of them have to be false. Okay, so that's everything that we need to know really about operators. Any more than that, we're not really going to see anything more complex than your arithmetic, the assignment, the comparison, and the logical operators. Okay, so that's everything for the video. Thanks for watching.